Good morning, dear student. In previous lecture, we saw the euchromatin and heterochromatin region, and along with that, we also saw the nucleolus, which is found inside nucleus. In today's lecture, we will going to study about the structure of nucleosome. So, what is this nucleosome? You must have seen the DNA either in picture or somewhere else. So, this DNA is wrapped around a protein called histone, and this histone are wrapped around each other, and this all wrapping forms a chromosome. So we will see the one structure when DNA is wrapped around this histone protein, and this structure is known as nucleosome. In eukaryotes, DNA is packed in association of some of the basic protein known as histone. And this histone is mostly made up of the basic protein like lysine and arginine. Why this is made up of basic protein? It is basically it has some positive charge and DNA have negative charge. So you must be knowing the opposite charge attract each other. So due to this attraction, this molecule remain in a specific position. There are five type of histone, that is H1, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. You can see this all histone molecule, and since there are 8 molecule means two to the doublet of two structure, and one H1 lie outside this structure, and it form a octamer means four on top side and four at bottom side, and together it form eight small molecule, and combining all 8 molecule it forms a histone, and DNA is wrapped around it. Four of these histone, that is H2A, H2B, H3, H4, occur in a pair to form a histone octamer or the core of the nucleosome. So this H2A, H2B, H3 and H4 form the core of the octamer. Around this histone octamer is wrapped around 166 base pair of DNA, and around this octamer 166 base pair of DNA is wrapped. This structure is formed by negatively charged DNA wrapped around the positively charged histone, uh, the core particle, and this is called nucleosome. So this full structure, that is histone and 166 base pair of DNA which is wrapped around the histone, is called nucleosome. The DNA connecting the two adjacent nucleosome is called linker DNA. It bears H1 histone which connect the core particle with the other. So this H1 histone is called linker DNA. Why it is called linker DNA? Because it is not found in the core octamer, but when the DNA is wrapped around it, it come and attach, and it helps in attraction. So this was all about the structure of nucleosome. Then we will have to study two giant chromosome, that is polytene chromosome and Lambrusche chromosome. These chromosomes are not found in humans, but they are mostly found in this polytene chromosome is mostly found in Drosophila, and Lambrusche chromosome is mostly found in amphibians and birds, and they are giant chromosomes, that is they are very large as compared to normal chromosome. Why their structure is very large? Because after replication they don't separate from each other but get joined to each other and form a giant, means very large chromosome. So we'll see, we have to study more about this, means we have to study detail about polytene chromosome and Lambrusche chromosome. So we'll go one by one. This polytene chromosome. Polytene chromosome are large chromosomes which have thousands of DNA strands. So this chromosome consists of thousands of DNA. They provide high level of function in certain tissues such as salivary gland of insects. So they are basically found in salivary glands of insect like Drosophila. And why they are found in salivary gland? Because at the stage of development they need to digest and swallow most of the things, and they help in rapid digestion of the things which larva swallow, or the adult means it is not found in adult. So mostly it is found in larva, and so swallowing and digestion of the food particle, it is found in uh, salivary gland. Polytene chromosome are found in dipterans. Dipterans means fly which have two wings. The best understood are those of Drosophila. So Drosophila is the best example where you can see the polytene chromosome. They are commonly found in salivary gland when the cells are not dividing. They are produced when repeated round of DNA replication without cell division form a giant chromosome. So as we have already studied what is meant by replication. During replication, one DNA strand is replicated into two, means half of parental chromosome and half of daughter chromosome, and they separate. But in the case of polytene chromosome, they replicate as normal, but they don't separate. They get joined one after another and form a giant chromosome. Thus, polytene chromosome forms when multiple rounds of replication produce many sister chromatids which stay fused together. Polytene chromosomes at interface are seen to have distinct thick and thin bending pattern. These patterns were originally used to help in map the chromosome. You must be knowing what is mapping of chromosome. Mapping of chromosome is nothing but seeing the different part of chromosome inside a microscope or some sophisticated tools. Identify small chromosome mutation and in taxonomic identification. So these are the characteristics of uh, polytene chromosome. They are now used to study the function of gene in transcription. So this is the diagram of polytene chromosome. You need to draw and practice this diagram. Now coming to last part of this chapter, that is Lambrus chromosome. Lambrus chromosome of tail and tailless amphibian, birds and insect are described best of all. Means it is found in all these organisms like tailed and tailless amphibian, birds, insect, and in this organism it is best described. Chromosome transform into Lambrus formed during the diplotin stage of meiotic prophase 1 due to inactive transcription of many genes. So they are formed in diplotin stage of prophase 1. I hope you have studied the mitosis and meiosis. So this diplotin stage is comes in meiosis 1 of prophase 1 stage. So I hope you know the detail about this phase of cell division. So it is found in this phase of cell division. They are highly extended meiotic half bivalent and consisting of two sister chromatids. So most of the chromosome is made up of these two sister chromatids. So similarly, like other chromosome, this Lambrus chromosome is also made up of two sister chromatids. Lambrus chromosome are clearly visible even in the light microscope when they are seen to be organized into series of chromosomes with large chromatin loops extended laterally. So, why this name is given to lamp brush? Because it forms a loop-like structure, and if we see this structure externally with the help of light microscope, we'll, we see the brush like appearance. So since it is having brush-like appearance, the name is given as lamb-brush chromosome. Amphibians and avian lamb-brush chromosome can be microsurgically isolated from oocyte nucleus with either forceps or needle. So it is very easy to isolate, not like human chromosome, which is very difficult to isolate. These chromosomes are comparatively very larger. We can see sometime with naked eye, but with light microscope we can observe it minutely, and it is very easy to isolate, means with the help of forceps and some needle we can isolate, means we can remove this chromosome from the nucleus. Giant chromosome of Lamb-Brush form are useful model for studying the chromosome organization, genome function, and gene expression during meiotic prophase, since they allow the individual transcription unit to be visualized. And since it is easy to isolate, it is easy to visualize, we can study many function and many different types of chromosomal abnormalities, or anything which is abnormal we can easily identify, and we can easily study with this type of chromosome like polytene chromosome and Lamb-Brush chromosome. Moreover, Lamb-Brush chromosomes are widely used in highly resolution mapping of DNA sequence and construction of detailed cytological map of individual chromosome. So it is very useful in cytogenetic and genetic part of the organism study. If you really wanted to study a genome, and you don't want any minute study, means it's very difficult to observe in compound microscope, means if you want at very less cost or good study, just go with this polytene chromosome and Lamb-Brush chromosome. It is very easy to identify, it is very easy to observe, and you can do a much greater amount of study on these two type of chromosome instead of going human chromosome, because it's very difficult to isolate and do some experimental function on human chromosome. Instead of that, go on polytene chromosome and Lamb-Brush chromosome. So this was all about the polytene and Lamb-Brush chromosome, and with this I finished your portion, and this will be included in your final examination. I wish you very good luck for your exam. Thank you, and wish you good luck.